Hey folks, it's break time, and that means it's another edition of the Anime Break Room with your hosts Will Medina and Dabir Weeks. Dabir, what's up, man? How we doing?
Yeah, not too bad. How you doing today?
I'm good. Last week we had to apologize. We didn't have an episode out. Certain conditions came up, so certain situations came up that we wasn't able to record last week. But the week before, Dabir, we talked about Mashle, Magic and Muscles. Basically, we talked about how it was so influenced by Harry Potter.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, there's a couple other things that I wanted to talk about with that anime. For instance, remember when the whole Silva and issue, the whole Silva and what's his name, Dot.
Yeah.
So, you know, the whole thing they had going on and how Silva used that one girl to manipulate the whole situation.
Oh, yeah.
So remember how she tried to manipulate Mash?
Remember? That part. Yeah.
He like German suplexed her, you know? He said, "Yeah, everybody
Equal
can get
rights.
it. Yeah, equal rights." So that was one part I forgot to mention the other time, but it was a good conversation. Well, like I said, I'm reading the manga. I still haven't read the most recent volume that I have.
Okay.
It's actually the most recent English translation volume that I have right now.
Oh, okay.
That's out. I should say that's out. So I haven't read it yet, but they're on the final war. I think they already said that volume 17. It's only gonna be 17 volumes, so volume 17 is gonna be the last volume of the series.
It's the final. Oh.
Yeah. So I'm eager. I'm interested. I can't wait for that to all happen. But it's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be fun.
Oh. I can only imagine.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be great. But this week we get to talk about probably what I say is the best season of My Hero Academia, season 6.
From start to finish.
Yeah. Oh, just straight nonstop action.
Yeah.
Just straight nonstop action. And here helping us to talk about season 6, the boss man has returned. The boss man is back. Derek, what's up, man? What's going on?
What's going on, man? It's a pleasure being back. Thank you guys for having me again, and especially with season 6 of My Hero.
It's funny. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, you're good. Like you guys said, it was a chaotic and a lot going on. So.
Oh, it's a lot. It's so much that's going on, and we're actually going to break this up into 2 episodes. So this week we're only gonna try to keep it towards the whole Jakku City Hospital and the Gunga Mountain Village raids. So, and then next week we'll talk about the Dark Hero arc, which is, I mean, both arcs are just amazing. They were just amazing. They were just outstanding. But yeah, this week we'll keep it with the whole raids with the heroes and the Paranormal Liberation Army. But real quick, Derek, it's funny because the last time you was on was July. It was July. It was in July.
So yeah,
it was in July.
Demon Slayer.
Yeah, we were talking about Demon Slayer season 3. And me and Dabir were talking about, just kind of going through how we've been recording, over 20 episodes and, all our favorite moments and stuff. And me and Dabir kind of looked at each other and was like, listen, yeah, we were all nervous, me, you, Daisy, Ito, Lito. And I was like, who was it who didn't look nervous when they first started? I was like, Derek looked like he was real calm the whole time, man. So kudos to you, dude. Like,
thank you. I love to talk, even though no one wants to hear me talk.
Well, that's just at work. That's I was like, dude, Derek, he looks so calm, so ready. I'm just like, they were like, yeah, he did. He looked like he was ready to do this. I was like, yeah, no. But honestly, dude, like you didn't disappoint the last time you was on here.
Brought the energy, loved it.
Oh yeah,
good. I already I brought it again today, so hopefully it's.
Yeah, well, you got to exceed.
Well,
plus, we just said it's plus ultra.
Yeah, you got to go beyond.
You got to go beyond. So,
Yes.
But no, man, it's cool to have you back on. So let's jump into the chop talk real quick, and let's talk about, like we said, and Derek, you're reading the manga from My Hero.
Yes.
Safe to say, season 7 is probably the last season. I think it's confirmed.
I would agree. Yeah, I think it's going to be safe to say that.
Yeah, it should be the last season unless they do like a whole time skip. They're all older, which would be interesting. I would be interested to see.
That would be interesting.
Yeah. But for the most part, I think season 7 is the last season. But
Because
Go
it's
ahead.
sorry, I was gonna say it's pretty much modern day for My Hero, right?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Because I know, like I said, I read Demon Slayer fully, not to get too far off
Yeah.
track, but they kind of had like a small chapter of like modern day Japan rather than
Oh, okay.
back then.
Oh,
so
that's interesting. Which I know you're like pressing me to read that.
yeah, which
so
you guys gotta get on that.
Yeah, true,
no,
true.
no, we will. But real quick, the first 6 seasons all have a lot of memorable memories and fights. So real quick, for this chop talk, like, what are you guys' favorite memories from this season, from the first 6 seasons that are out in My Hero Academia?
I'll let you guys go first because
Oh.
even though it's one of my favorite scenes by one of my top 5, I'm even top 3. He's such a great character. I don't remember what season it is, so it's a little
It's okay. It's
little
6.
bad.
It's a lot.
But yeah, so you guys can do that. I'm gonna
All right,
look
I'll
that
go.
up real
I'll
quick.
go first. I'll go first because I think I have mine. So my favorite, I should say this, my favorite fight of the whole series. Yeah, I would say definitely my favorite fight would be Deku versus Shoto in the sports festival.
That's a good one.
Yeah, dude, it was so like
That's
it
a
was
good
so
one.
gritty. Like it was so
Yeah,
gritty, and then
yeah.
like it was. You just see Deku just giving it all.
Mm-hmm.
Even with his fingers, he just kept using one for all for one or one for all. I'm gonna confuse that all day. One is that one for all?
All for one?
No, one for all.
One for all?
Yeah, one for all. That's what Deku has. So he was using one
I
for
get
all.
confused.
Yeah, it gets confusing. But he was using one for all like over and over, and his fingers were just, dude. They just look. It wasn't even black and blue. They were just like black.
Yeah,
They were just shredded, and he was giving it all. And as he's fighting, as he's competing with Shoto, he was fighting Shoto. He was also trying to tell Shoto, "Yo, that's your cork too." Like basically mentoring him through this whole fight to try to make sure Shoto gave his best. You know.
Yeah.
So I love that. That was great.
Yeah, that's a really good one too.
Yeah.
It was. I don't
like
know.
that one. No, that one was big. That one was
It was
big.
huge. Like it was great too for Shoto's development.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
You know, it was
getting him past that mental block, that he put himself in because he didn't want to use his, his flame side. His hot
because
side,
he was so against his father. Which again, Endeavor is probably the greatest character development in the series.
Yeah.
No, I agree with that.
Yeah.
So.
But that's one of my favorite fights, and probably my favorite moment was probably in season 1, where coincidentally enough, Dr. Garaki was the one that told Deku, "Oh, you're corkless." You know, the same doctor that worked with
Did he?
All for One.
Yeah, I didn't recognize it at first either.
Yeah, all for one. Yeah, it's the same doctor. It's the same doctor.
The same doctor.
Yeah,
I didn't even realize.
Yeah, that worked for All for One.
Yeah.
The same doctor. And he's the one that told Deku he was quirkless. And when Deku went back, watched the computer and watched All Might, and he looked back at his mom, and he was like, Josen, this was Josen's one of his favorite memories, moments in anime.
Oh,
but it was like, to see that was like, that broke me.
Oh,
yeah,
it did.
Yeah.
And I think I know why too. I mean, at least because I think it's too is that we see this kid who wants something,
right?
And like, because then he turned around to his mom and he's like, I'm gonna be like that, or like, he always saves everyone,
and his mom couldn't like really say anything.
Yeah, because she's like, what do you say to that? Like
Right.
in that society,
right,
with everyone having powers and your kid doesn't.
Yeah, it was definitely heartbreaking. Like for watching that, man, I was just like, oh my. I think I cried. I think I did. I think I did.
She had the tissue on standby.
Oh hell yeah, bro! Because it was like you said, that's what he wanted to be. He wanted to be a hero. He wanted to, he looked up to somebody who he wanted to be, and he figured like, this dream. Well, his mom knew that his dream could have never come to fruition.
Yeah,
and that was the big thing. But like you said, she couldn't say nothing. There's nothing that she could say. But she didn't make it any better. You know what I'm saying?
no,
That she
she's
just kind of
not.
like, okay, yeah, it's not really happening, you know. But it was just like,
All she could do was cry with
yeah,
him, you know?
yeah. But it was sad. It was a good scene.
Oh yeah.
I like that scene.
Yeah.
Dabir, you got him.
Mine, there was a lot of good moments, but mine that I really loved was Red Riot versus that Power Shoulder dude.
Koopa.
I think that's
Yeah,
his
Koopa.
name.
Yeah.
That exchange, that pushing past your limits physically and mentally, that I had to rewatch that.
Yeah,
a
that was
lot of
a good
times when
scene.
That first came
That
out.
was the first time he actually showed like he.
Yeah, and they really
I love the animation for that.
Oh, it was beautiful.
How he was like when he elevated or like the development of his quirk, they showed like him looking all jagged.
Yeah, like all like really hardened, like
Right.
So manly.
jagged edge. Yeah, the manliest of men. Red Riot.
That was good.
Yeah.
Oh my
yeah.
God, that was so good.
Yeah.
The fight was good too. The fight was amazing too. But that just seeing Red Riot, and that's the one thing that My Hero does great. They give shine to all the characters.
Love
Oh
it.
yeah.
I love
all
it.
the characters. They do a really great job of that, and I was just I was in awe with that. Like I definitely enjoyed it. You know, it's funny enough. Like the guys at work, they make fun of my shoulders, and then this guy, yeah. So
Power shoulder.
yeah, this guy has his quirk is called shoulder, and then I was like, yep, I'm done for. It was,
They're
it was a
done
wrap.
for if you swing.
Yeah. But the other guy was a mixed martial artist, right?
Yeah.
It was crazy.
Yeah. So he was.
So he
already,
had like actual combat.
combat.
experience.
Yep.
skills and
while
technique.
using his quirk at the same time. Yeah.
That's
So
crazy.
he's fighting a professional. Like this wasn't he just got an ability. So fighting a villain. No, this
Right.
guy knows what
legit.
he's doing.
He's legit. Yeah.
On top of his backup, the guy that was with him with that force field, which was pissing him off. I love how they didn't even want to work with each other. That was pretty cool.
Right,
It was
right.
funny to me.
Right. No, it was good. And that's when they first introduced Fat Gum too, right?
Yeah. And then I love Fat Gum as a character. Yeah.
Fat Gum, Fat Gum's
He's a
pretty
dope character. His ability, personality, he's just a great character.
Yeah, Fat Gum is a pretty good character. He actually played a pretty big part in this last
He
season.
did.
Yeah.
So
He did.
to see him. Oh, you know who does the dub voice for Fat Gum? Kyle Herbert. He does the voice. He's the narrator for Dragon Ball Z.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, hold on. Is he the guy who got hyped up when Gohan was about to put Cell in his place?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You just got hyped up.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
Well, hey.
You just got hyped up.
Of course he did.
No, but yeah, that was him. Yeah.
Okay.
You know who else? He also did Teen Gohan.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
He does a lot of voices.
He does. Yeah, he does a lot of voices. He's actually pretty iconic. He had a lot of good roles that he played in. Yeah, and then of course All Might. You know who All Might is, right? Who doesn't dubbed?
No, I don't.
Christopher Sabat.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
Piccolo and Vegeta.
Yeah, I was about to say because I was watching something and it was Endeavor's voice actor, and I can't remember now, and it's gonna bother me all day.
I'll look it up. As I'm looking it up, Derek, go ahead. Tell the world.
Oh,
Tell
geez.
the world.
Tell the
The
world.
whole wide
Wait,
world.
was that your favorite moment or fight? Dabir?
Both.
Oh, both.
It was a
Okay.
mixture of both.
Yeah.
Because even the fight with his quirk, basically his skin getting ripped off by the enemy's attacks because they were so strong. He was awakening even more in that moment. First he awakened, hardening his body even further, and then I feel like he awakened again mentally and physically because his skin was getting chipped off and he was just regrowing it back. So I guess that's an addition to his quirk of hardening, and he can like re-shield up his body or whatever.
Yeah, it's a good defense mechanism and offense like his technique is it can definitely go both ways because like you said, he hardens himself, but when he throws back, he's throwing back like it's like a boulder or a rock.
Oh, there's power behind that. You do not want to get hit by that.
Yeah, for sure. Go ahead, Derek.
I remember because you said you were gonna look it up, and I was trying to think of all the animes that I've been watching, and I'm sorry, I'm still not caught up on One Piece, but
It'll take you some time.
Frankie is the voice for Endeavor.
Oh,
Yeah, because he did some move.
Patrick States.
Yeah, I think so. Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I
no,
just,
Patrick State. I'm Seitz. That's how you say it. Yeah, Patrick States.
Sure.
Stitz.
But yeah, no. Frankie and Endeavor are the same voice actor.
I didn't
You know
know
what?
that.
He does a great job with both. That's for
Yeah,
sure.
Absolutely.
Bring
You know
those
what?
characters to
And
life.
it's funny because like I watch One Piece subbed. I'm
Mhm.
already used to watching it subbed.
Mhm.
I I don't really watch it dubbed. Even though they finally got the first 1,000 episodes, I think there's more than 1,000 episodes dubbed. Yeah.
Nice.
So there's a bunch of episodes that are dubbed, but my girl and her son are watching it dubbed. Some of the voice actors, like some of the voices are good. You know, some of them are okay. I don't know. I don't watch it dubbed, so I'm used to. I feel like I heard Jimby dubbed.
Yeah.
And I'm just like
I don't even want to hear it now.
I don't know. It's
Don't
I don't know.
ruin Jinbei for me.
Yeah, because I
Don't ruin.
don't know. I just feel like it's kind of off for me. I
Mm.
know you don't. And I'm not trying to spoil anything
No,
for Derek.
no,
Yeah,
You're good.
but-
Thanks. I appreciate you not doing that.
but it's like I don't know. Some of the voices kind of throw me off a little bit. But again, I watch it dub. I watch the sub, so it's like, of course, it's gonna be different for me. You know.
Yeah. Anybody.
But no, that's interesting. Frankie, the guy that does Frankie and Endeavor are the same voice actor.
Yep. And they have a couple like Dragon Ball Z people there too. I know off the top of my head.
Chris Sabat.
Yeah,
Christopher Sabat.
Usopp is Krillin.
Oh, you talking
Yeah.
about? Oh yeah.
Which
Who-
is very fitting.
Yeah, no, it's the same character.
Yeah.
It makes so much sense. You know, who is your Sanji? Is the voice actor for Sanji? Is he?
I don't remember. Honestly, I haven't watched in a while, so I would have to hear Sanji's voice.
Okay.
But I know in the live action, Zeph, his voice actor is Ghost in Call of Duty.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Oh wow. Wait, the actor that plays Zeph in the live
actor
action?
who plays Zeph is Ghost in Call of Duty.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, he's the voice actor for that.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
That's interesting.
I saw it on
I see it.
Facebook the other day, I think.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I can see that.
Yo, you did? Yeah.
Yeah, I saw it somewhere.
Okay. All right, Derek, your turn.
Oh boy.
I know.
So
Well, I know. I mean, one of them's obviously Dabby.
no, actually,
Really? That's
actually not.
interesting.
As much as I loved
The whole dancing,
the
whole dancing, Gargantomachia.
Yeah, like I get you're happy, man, but it's the middle of a battle. Don't dance. It's weird. But hey, I mean, he was up there just living his best
No,
life.
he was, bro.
But no, I know we talked about it. I think last week when you were telling me like this is where the Chop Talk's gonna be.
Okay.
And at first I said I don't remember what I said. But my favorite, and I thought about it, is Lemillion against Overhaul.
Oh yeah.
When he was quirkless
Yeah.
and he was protecting Aerie.
Yeah.
Because I mean, other than like Lemillion's great. He's a great character. But like I don't want to say the first time that we really see it, but that's the first time that you see like a hero in the show kind of protecting someone rather than like, hey, just get the safety.
Oh, I see what
like
you're
I said,
saying.
I could be
Okay.
wrong, but like you know, it's usually, hey, get the safety. Like the heroes are coming, like stuff like that.
Yeah.
But like she was in that,
right, she
combat
was right
zone.
there, and he was physically
And he
being her
was-
shield. Yeah, I see what
Yeah.
you're saying.
and
Ooh.
they were shooting like those
The cork deleters.
the quirk deleters at him. And I liked it too because you could see his strategic mind
Right.
because he used his cape to conceal himself.
Yeah.
And then the guy like shooting at him is like, oh, like he used his cape to conceal himself. I missed. And then when it hit him, like he was still fighting. He's like, oh, like I don't have a quirk, but I still have to protect her.
Right.
So that was a real.
He was
Chills.
going above and beyond in that fight.
It's going plus ultra.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I
Top
mean,
hero.
if there was a plus ultra beyond, that's what he was doing.
Oh, yeah.
Like
Yeah.
he
Yep.
and that seeing that fight, that made me have Lemillion as my favorite character in the series.
Yeah, he's up
Understandable.
there for me.
Yeah, he's definitely my favorite character, and also too, I love how cheesy he is.
Oh yeah, I love it.
It's perfect for his character. Even when you go through like when he went through his little backstory with his pops, it's so wholesome. Like he kept that same personality like his whole life. That's him.
Oh, you mean when he failed at the sports festival?
Yeah, and he still kept his high spirits. Like nothing is gonna stop him from getting to what he wants or where he want to go.
Bro, anybody else would have quit.
Oh yeah.
Would have quit.
Yeah.
Like, can you imagine? You're in school and you just all of a sudden like somehow like just butt naked. You know,
like falling through the
you're,
floor.
You're never going back to that school ever again.
No, you're moving countries, changing your name.
Right. No, you're changing your whole identity. There's no way. But for him to just continue to move on, and that's like a forgotten fact about him because he ended up being one of the best heroes. And I think at that time he was considered to be one of the top 10 pro heroes.
I think so.
They were saying something like that. He's actually like on par with like some of the pro heroes.
Which is understandable if you after that overhaul fight. It's just how can you not believe it,
Right. And even so, like and I love how they use his quirk is not. It's not anything crazy. He's going through walls, okay?
But he could also go through like attacks.
Right. And that's the thing. Like he uses it in his own way to make it beneficial to him, to make it strong for him. And he even says it himself, this quirk isn't the best quirk, but I make it work. Yeah. And he does, and he made it work 100.
The way he makes it work, he's pretty much invincible.
Yes. Yes. Just the way he took out Class 1A.
Oh yeah. Oh.
In the flash.
Just bodied every single person
body
there.
Body shot.
Yeah, it was nuts. It was nuts. But I love Lemillion.
Yeah,
he's definitely my favorite character.
Yeah.
That fight alone, I was like, yeah, this dude's it.
He's elite.
Yeah.
And
sure.
I liked it too because his personality, like you said, is very easygoing, always has a smile on his face. But like when he gets into that battle, it's completely different. Like,
well,
because before the battle even started, remember Overhaul and all of his people were like, "Oh, you caught up quickly."
Yeah.
He's like, "How did you get here? Like, there's no way that you would have caught up on time." He's like, "I took a shortcut." he just immediately he did like a little joke.
Yeah.
And he's like, "All right, now give me Eri."
Yeah.
Like I'm taking her from you.
It's kind of like Luffy. When he gets serious, he gets serious.
Yeah.
Because he, like I said, he
switch.
He has a switch, and that's the thing. Like you see him. And he's like, this, wholesome, jolly guy who's living life, who loves life. And then when he gets into that fight, he just, like you said, the switch is flipped, and he goes all in, bro. It was, like I said, that was a gritty performance. I loved it. I loved it. It was great.
Yeah,
it was great.
So and that kind of ties into my favorite moment.
That was your favorite fight.
Yeah, that was my favorite fight.
Yeah.
My favorite moment, it ties into it because he lost the quirk. And obviously they get Eri to safety and all that. And after years, he's like, hey, I don't want to do this. And you could tell like he was uncomfortable asking.
Right.
Because he's like, hey, I know.
Oh, this was in the air, yeah.
He's like, hey, I know that everyone was just using you. And I told you, this would never happen. But can you rewind and give me my quirk? And I liked her response too, because it wasn't just some like, like, okay,
boop. Yeah.
And she's like, no, that's why I've been training,
right?
And
oh my heart.
Can I ask you? I'm gonna ask the beer question. If you had to choose a daughter in anime, would it be Eri or Anya?
Ooh.
Who's like? I mean, either. I mean, they're both adorable.
They're both adorable. They're both amazing.
Yeah.
I would have to go with Eri because Anya is just too dangerous. I would have to always keep my eye on her. Like, where did she just go? She was just here.
Yeah. I feel bad for Lloyd.
Right. The stress.
But no, Eri's a sweetheart. Eri's a sweetheart. Yeah. She definitely stole your heart.
Yeah.
So when you first watched it, you was like, "Oh, Eri."
Oh no, and then especially like it was like I think there was their filler episodes when they had like the Christmas party
special?
and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
She's like, "Happy Easter," and I saw it was just wrong holiday. She's like, "To have and to hold." He's like, even further from the truth, like even further from it.
Yeah, so she's very wholesome. I like it. I like that. That's very good. But that's it. Yeah, to see that and then. We'll talk about it too. We'll talk about a little bit when Lemillion comes back and, participates in the whole raid against the Paranormal Liberation Army.
Dude, I always forget that he does.
Really?
I
Because
always,
it's like because he comes at the end of the war.
yeah.
It's at the end.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
why.
Yeah, even when I rewatched it, I forgot too until he came. I was like, oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, real quick. When I first watched it, I watched it at work. When I first watched it when it was coming out, and when he came back, I almost yelled in the break room.
just screamed power.
I was just like, yeah, because like I said, he's my favorite character. I love. I don't know. There's something about that character. It's just to me, it's cool. As cheesy as he is, like he is kind of cheesy, but he's cool at the same time.
He is, and this is a very controversial topic.
Oh,
I think he's the best hero in all of My Hero because he can identify the situation. He did it with Overhaul when Deku's like, "You're hurting her," and Lemillion's like, "Dude, not now."
Yeah.
He can't catch on to us, and he's like, "What are you doing to the girl?" He's like, "Dude, would you stop?"
Yeah.
He's like, "Hey, what's your name?"
Yeah.
Whatever Overhaul's actual name was. But he's like, "Overhaul, cool. It's your kid's sister. I got a kid sister too. I push her down a flight of stairs. It's cool. It's funny, right?"
He knows the situations.
Yeah,
he's very aware of the situation.
He's very aware of it, and like and then how he saved Eri without his power. He's like, "Hey, like I'm gonna give her a reason to smile." All this,
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, no, he's very aware of the situation, and that's actually a good point because you're not saying he's the strongest.
Yeah.
But as far as
what a hero is defined as.
Okay.
Because I mean,
Yeah, absolutely.
All Might is obviously the symbol,
right, of hope.
the symbol of hope. Endeavor, I'd say one of the strongest.
Right.
I mean, he's the number one right now.
Right.
But it's also, hey, Lemillion encouraged Deku to do his best. He has all those Sun Eater, perfect example. He's like, dude, you have so many cool abilities that I don't have. Like, come on.
It's more than just a physical; it's a mental thing. Mm-hmm. It's an emotional thing. He's encouraging everybody around him to do their best. Mm-hmm. And he basically uses his story. He goes, dude, I was naked in millions of people. You know what I'm saying? Like I could have just easily gave up and quit this, but I did it, and, because I wanted to be a hero. This is what I really want to be. And I see what you're saying. It's not just the physical, because if you're looking at just physical, yeah, probably All Might in his prime,
Yeah.
And Endeavor. But as far as like a mental and emotional, I mean, you wouldn't put All Might in that?
I mean, I would, but I think that Lemillion is just there. Like, I don't know. It's hard to explain because All Might is that symbol,
right?
And I don't know.
Yeah,
it's hard to explain because All Might's up there too.
But
I think both of them are the best.
For me, All Might, and even though, and this goes back, and I know we're probably gonna talk about this next week, but with the thing with him and Stain at the end of the season, All Might, just him being, even though he's not, All Might, even though he's not he's kind of lost his way, just people seeing him and gives people hope.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. No matter what form he can be old, frail, but people, when they still see All Might, or when they still see a statue of All Might is like, okay, I feel safe now.
Yeah, they have that hope.
Yeah. There's that safety net. It's like a safety net.
Yeah.
All Might's definitely a safety net. But I see what you're saying. What Lemillion is more of a emotional and mental thing of like, yo, you can do this. If I can do this, you can do this too. And we're gonna help each other get to.
He's that motivator.
Yeah. Right. No, that's actually a good take. I mean, like I said, I'll put All Might in that just because the fact that when people see him, anything about All Might, people just feel safe. But with Lemillion, that's a good take. I like that.
And All Might inspired a lot of people too. I mean,
right.
Bakugo, Deku, everyone.
The list goes on.
Yeah, the list goes on.
Because that generation, that's who they looked up to was All Might. Can I ask you a question? You're a big superhero fan.
Yeah.
Is All Might like Captain America, and then but Deku's more like Steve Rogers. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I would say so. Yeah.
Because go ahead.
Yeah. I would say that comparison for Marvel, and then to keep it on the other side too of DC, probably Superman and Clark Kent, because Clark Kent's always.
You see, but the thing is, when I say Steve Rogers, I'm thinking frail, little,
the skinny, World War II Steve Rogers,
right? Because Superman, like he has the ability.
Yeah,
already.
he has that.
You know what I'm saying? The reason why I say, because All Might, he's very wholesome, very,
and he got his power by eating hair.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, but Captain America, would you say he's cookie cut? Because I think All Might's kind of cookie cut too.
Yeah. I at least All Might. I won't touch too much base on Captain America.
Okay.
Because I'm more DC than I am Marvel.
Okay.
And I don't want to be wrong.
Right.
But yeah, no, I think All Might's kind of cookie cut.
Okay, that's what I'm saying. Like Captain America's kind of the same way. But then when I see Deku, especially when he at first,
yeah,
I just think, okay, he's like just like inspired by Steve Rogers, the human.
Yeah.
Not before the serum and all that. That's how I look at it.
Yeah, no, I'd say that's a good comparison.
Oh, all right. But yeah, I don't know. But I don't know. I thought about the other day. Dabir, you're a superhero. You're a comic guy, right?
A bit.
What do you think?
Never thought about that, but I see what you're saying though.
Yeah.
Deku, from what Deku was to what he is now, or All Might was to where he is now. I can see why you see it like that. Yeah.
All right. But yeah, no, it's just something that I thought about the other day. But I think we should just jump into our lunch break topic. First part of My Hero Academia, the raid with the Jakku City Hospital and the Gunga Mountain Village, where the Liberation, the Paranormal Liberation Army had their base at. Real quick, there was a lot going on.
Oh, yeah.
There was a lot going on.
Everything was going on at the same time.
Yeah. I like how they did that, like strategically, the Team Endeavor and Team Edshot, like it was pretty dope. Like I like how they separated those teams and really came up with a plan, and you're like, oh, like this is going down. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like there's like, yo, we're gonna arrest everybody. It was pretty cool. I like that. But real quick, we talked about Dr. Garaki, how he was the doctor that told Deku, he had no quirk. But this doctor, he wasn't as, how could he say, as wholesome as he portrayed. He definitely had a dark side. He was All for One's right hand man, and like he even hid his quirk.
He did, yeah.
Remember what his quirk was?
Yeah, it was I forget the name of it. Basically,
it was life force.
Life force. So he could live twice as long, but it exchanged for
his physical strength.
Yeah. So he has the most normal physique you can think of.
Right. He was just an old pudgy man.
Yeah.
Bald headed man.
Much, yeah.
But you know what though? His first of all, his contributions to All for One were major. They were big.
Oh yeah.
And also him creating the nomus. That's one thing that I was really impressed with. These high end nomus, they were smart, bro.
Yeah, they were able to think for themselves on top of being strong.
I like how he did like different tiers of them. Like,
right.
Hey, these low ends, they're just like some petty criminals.
Yeah.
But like these higher end ones, like these people had quirks that we brought back.
Were they were dead? They were dead.
I think they were dead or dying.
Okay.
Dead, dying, or going to be dead.
Right.
Like in jail.
Right.
And they're like, hey.
They're all villains. Too,
yeah.
Right?
But they had those quirks. And they're like, hey, the only thing that they do is like they have complete allegiance to All for One.
Right. Right. Or and Shigaraki.
Yeah, and Shigaraki. Yeah.
So no, but you can see too, like like the high ends were at a different level because when Eraser was joining the fight, which he was MVP of this war, of this raid. He was definitely, without question, he was MVP. But he would erase their quirks, right? And then the one Nomu was like noticing, okay, Crust is a shield hero.
Analyzing the situation.
Yeah. When they noticed that, they were like, yo, these Nomus ain't regular Nomus. Right. Like these guys they're actually creating strategic moves to defeat us and everything. Yeah.
Like and to get out of his sight line.
His field of view. That was like I said, when they saw that, it was impressive.
That one Namu was getting excited too. The female one, when she realized, like, hold on, he just got here, and all of a sudden I can't use my ability. And she, they showed a little view of her brain, like neurons sparking, and she was getting all excited. I'm like, yo, she's having fun. It's crazy.
It was unique. I like you said, it's cool to see the different tiers, but actually to see the difference between all the Nomus. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Like that was the best part of all that. But my girl took on 5 of them. Woo! Right? Was it 5 of them?
It was 4.
4?
Yeah.
4 high ends?
When I was watching, I counted. I had to stop to focus.
And
count some frames. I stopped as well.
Yeah, man. Listen, Mirko was a beast, bro. She
from the jump,
pun
intended.
Yeah, no. It's funny too when they introduced her and they said Mirko, Cork, Rabbit, and then the description was she could do anything a rabbit can do. I'm like,
but better.
Yeah, I'm like,
you're like,
that's okay,
cool. And that's see her and she's built.
But it's like her limbs kind of expand as she's like, you know what I'm saying?
She's able to add extra strength on top of what she worked on with her physique.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, she's a beast, bro. Mm. And I love when she came into Dr. Garaki, when she finally found him. And she had like a Bugs Bunny reference.
Yeah, I loved it. And that was cheesy, but I loved it.
It was. Yeah, I agree.
What's up, Doc?
Yeah. It was a little cheesy. It was a little cheesy.
It was perfect.
But I liked it. Fit though. You know what I'm saying?
It absolutely did.
Yeah. And her fighting style fits. Like she just uses her legs. Her just using her legs are just it fits. Like I like it.
Shredding everything in front of her.
Yeah. And she was go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say she was jetting down that hallway to get to go.
I like too that like they added the concept of her saying like, hey, I'm not running from you, I'm going to my mission because this is my survival instinct.
Right.
And I'm like, all right, cool, that's kind of interesting that they explained it.
Right.
But another thing about Mirko is I love that she wanted the smoke 100%
from the jump.
Like,
and she was going through it, bro. Like holes in her heels. They twisted up her arm, or they basically was like what?
Yeah, one of them had a psychic ability, and literally twisted her whole left arm or whatever.
Yeah, and she just tourniqueted it.
Yeah,
kept moving, kept it going.
Yo, she's like she felt no pain.
She was pushing through it.
Yeah, she was definitely pushing. I mean, she obviously was in pain, but she didn't show it.
No.
They were pulling her hair.
I mean, dude, like, I think the only time that she showed pain was when Endeavor was there.
Yeah,
but even then, like, before that, like how I said, like she wanted the smoke, because remember that the doctor that they originally grabbed was a fake. It was
right. They used it twice,
and then
which we'll get into.
She called in and she's like, "Hey, I got a doctor down here."
Right.
And they're like, "Well, is it him?" And she's like, "I don't know. Let me kick him."
God,
and they're like, "Yo, like you have to just you have to capture him, all right? Just arrest him." And she's like, "Yeah, after I'm done roughing him up.
After I kick."
It's like Mirko, let's you're out of the 1,000, right? Let's just bring that down.
I like that though.
She
was very aggressive.
Oh yeah,
she's super aggressive.
And like how when Endeavor rescued her, like she stood up behind him. And she's like, "Who do I need to kick?"
Right.
And I'm like, "You are in no condition to fight, but you still want to go."
No, she was all about it, bro.
Want her on my squad.
No, oh yeah, absolutely. I'll put her on my team. She can be on my team any day, you know.
Absolutely.
Oh my God. I think it's safe to say Mirko definitely stole our hearts.
Oh
in
yeah.
this series. But she definitely showed out though. Like she showed out.
Absolutely.
Like it was amazing.
Yeah.
It was good. I think the woman that does Yoruichi's voice, she does Mirko.
Really?
Yeah.
It fits.
Yeah, no, it
I
does.
wonder if it fits so
it does.
perfectly.
I like it.
I love
no,
them
I
both.
like it. It's great. Let's talk about your boy though, Derek. Your other boy. You have a lot of favorite characters in this.
I do, and it's bad because I can't put him in the top 5.
It's a good bad
But
thing.
let's talk about your boy, Hawks.
I was about to say he said my boy, and then you hesitated a bit. I'm
No.
like, I'm running through characters in my mind. We already talked about Lemillion, so
No, let's talk about Hawks. Hawks is a very unique character,
yeah.
right?
Mm.
First of all, rewatching it, I got to see they were explaining his quirk. It was actually Dark Shadow kind of narrating the quirk. I can't believe how versatile his quirk is.
Oh,
Yeah.
It's surprising. Like at first when you see it, like, oh, he got wings. That's pretty cool. But then they explain it. It's like, yo, he can really do a lot with those.
It's a lot.
feathers.
It's a lot more than just fight with them and fly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I
pretty
love
cool.
he's able to track people.
Mm.
Like just using the vibrations of sound and everything.
Yep.
Bro, when I heard that, I was like, dude, I don't know how I missed that the first time.
Yeah,
Like,
I missed it too the first time too. Yeah.
Dude, probably the most versatile quirk in the series.
Yeah, I would, and especially it's like every single feather.
Definitely
It's
for
not
one
just like
quirk,
every
yeah.
5 or
But
something.
he
Yeah.
has control with every single feather.
Every single one.
That
yeah.
that's great. Like
Yeah.
that's amazing. Like I like it. I like his quirk. I do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He like I said, probably one of the most versatile quirks in all of the series. Maybe
Yeah,
not one of. It's probably the versatile. Did I say one of? I think the versatile quirk. If I messed up, it's the most versatile quirk.
I like
in the
his
series.
design too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. You know what? I like how when he was talking to Dark Shadow, and he was just sitting there, kind of like on the post, like a bird, or
Yeah.
kind of just like
Ah, yeah.
It's-
Perched up there.
yeah, it fits like with his character. You know what I'm saying? He's just sitting there. And he's like, yeah, Dark Shadow's like, yeah, so what's your weakness? He goes, my weakness? He's just sitting there kind of thinking about
Really
it.
thinking about it like that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Maybe fire,
Yeah, he's like, I don't know.
Right.
Fire.
But I think that's one thing why I think a lot of people like Hawks, because he's just kind of nonchalant with a lot of things. Like, he's just like, arrogant. Would you say?
I'd say he's cocky. Yeah.
Real cocky.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but Dobby humbled him for sure. Like,
Yeah.
my
I like how
God.
serious he take his job though. Like he really took his infiltration part of his job very seriously.
Oh, well, you can see in the last season
Mm.
where he kind of was like, gave Endeavor like code.
Yeah.
Like read this book.
Yeah.
He
he was preparing for if he wasn't gonna be able to make it another day. Like he was really covering all ends.
Right.
Which I'm glad you brought that up because I said it before, and since we just talked about his feathers and stuff, he's not just cocky, he's dramatic. Because remember how all the feathers were like coming down when he handed him that book? He's like, yeah, page 58. And he gave him that code. There's feathers coming down. You know he had control over every single one of those feathers.
Of course he did.
Yeah. No, that's dope.
He's like, he probably flew away. He's like, that looked real cool.
Yes.
He's like, yeah, that was in style.
Mm-hmm.
No, but yeah. And he was right though with his weakness being fire, because like you said, when he got into it with Dobby,
Yeah.
he couldn't
There was
do
nothing
anything.
he can do. Yeah.
But real quick, I feel bad for Twice.
Oh.
Yeah.
I feel bad for Twice. So through his whole mission, I'm pretty sure he was searching for a weak link, and he found one
pretty much.
in Twice.
Yeah.
Listen, Twice is just in my eyes, I don't think Twice is a villain. I don't think he's because all he wanted to do, and I think they said he was a petty crook. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he didn't do anything major crime, but I think for him, like and I can't remember what season was. If it was 5 or 4, I think it was season 5, where they show that he was just driving himself insane.
Yeah.
Because the only thing he had was himself.
Mm-hmm.
So he would like make multiple quirks, and I think even he tried to kill himself, right?
Yeah, that's why he got that
'cause,
scar on his forehead.
Yeah, so it's like the man was going insane. He wanted other people to mingle with, and that's how he found the League. And he's like, "Yo, these guys are cool," you know what I'm saying? So it was basically like he's kind of wholesome in a way. Would you agree?
Yeah, he just wanted a group of friends.
Right. So basically, Hawks saw, this guy's pretty gullible. I'm gonna go after him. You know what I'm saying? Used him, got everything he got out of him, especially with the whole because he was the one that told him that Shigaraki was being held by Dr. Garaki.
Yeah.
And he was like, yeah, he's getting stronger. He's like, oh, I wasn't supposed to say that.
Well, like, and how you said too is like he used him. Remember, like Hawks was just talking to like two like random people outside, and he's like, Hawks, buddy, I need your help.
Yeah,
yeah. I have to give a speech for something, and I don't know what to say.
Right.
And he's like, oh yeah, just do it like this. He's like, oh, thanks. Like, you're a good pal.
Yeah.
And I mean, obviously, Twice is. You're a good pal. It's like, oh yeah, I could have thought better.
Right.
But like he still felt. I think that was genuine. Where he's like, hey, like,
absolutely,
you're a good dude. You're a good dude, Hawks.
We'll get a burger after this.
Yeah. Right. That's the thing. And then when you see the outcome of when the raid started, and then like Twice is looking, he goes, dude, like, because he got burned before with Overhaul. Who else? He got burned by somebody else too, right?
I think it was just Society.
Okay.
Because
he
because when you said like he was going insane, he almost killed himself because he made all those clones.
Right.
And it was basically one of them was like, I'm the original.
Right.
And all of them were like, no, I am. And yeah, that happened.
So okay. Okay, I see what you're saying. Yeah, that makes sense. So, but especially with the whole Overhaul thing, because he was one that brought Overhaul to the league.
Yeah.
And for him to just like get burned like that, again with Hawks, he just like he lost it.
Yeah.
He
broke him even further. Like he was really weeping on the floor.
Yeah.
Like, man, I did it to my friends again. Like he was really feeling his bad, not for himself, but for his friends though. Like
for the people
crazy.
He considered to be his close circle.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because Compress lost his arm because of that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, because of the Overhaul. Yeah.
Overhaul.
He lost his arm, and then the other, I forget the name, the one with the magnetic quirk had lost their life.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I forgot about him.
Yeah.
I forgot about him. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, so yeah, Twice is definitely like when it happens again with the whole Hawks thing, he just, I guess it was like enough. But at the same time, what is Twice gonna do against Hawks? Like, what I mean is he a physical threat to Hawks at all? Besides his quirk doubling, or he can create clones essentially.
Well, as they showed while they were fighting, he was taking out every clone instantly with his feathers.
Yeah.
But he, at the same time, Hawks was explaining, like, if I let you loose, you would be a threat to everybody in the vicinity
because of his quirk.
Yes.
And to go off of what you said, Hawks was going through him like easier, like the more he generated. He's like, you're creating him too quickly. You don't get that chance to like solidify him. So I'm just slicing him down.
Yeah.
But this is what I'm saying, and this is proving Dabi's point. Did Hawks really have to kill Gene the way he did?
I don't think so, because remember when he was slicing up Gene, he's like, yeah, I'm careful that I'm not hitting any vital organs.
Right.
Yeah, he did say
anything to really damage him.
Yeah.
But he's going to be in pain.
Yeah.
But he could have found a different way to restrain him. This is what I'm saying.
Yeah, I think so.
Like Hawks kind of just the whole thing with Dabi and the Hero Societies, they're showing them that these guys that you idolize, they're not as cookie cut as you think they are. You know what I'm saying? And for Hawks to do that, to show that, he killed, I don't want to say innocent man, because Gene's not an innocent man, but at the same time, a man who doesn't really pose a threat.
Yeah, he wasn't really defending himself. He wasn't defending himself because he was trying to run away.
Right. Well, and also too, he posed no threat to him.
Yeah.
There was no threat that there's nothing that Gene Twice, as his villain name, there was nothing he could have done to put harm to Hawks. Is what I'm trying to say.
Hawks, no, but he wasn't even. He didn't take his life for himself, like you said. He wasn't a threat to Hawks. He was worried about all the heroes in the area
because of his quirk.
Yeah.
So that's why he killed them.
Yeah. And Dobby jumping in there, putting the pressure on him, pushed him to take his life. He had no choice in that moment there.
He definitely didn't. He definitely didn't have a choice. I'm just saying it just definitely puts a bad look on all the heroes.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like it proves Dobby's point, which later on in the season, you see society kind of like turn their back on the heroes and everything like that, which we'll talk about, next week. But it definitely just proves Dobby's point.
Oh yeah.
Even though, like you said, he was trying his best not to kill Gene, trying to restrain him. But once he saw that he was going to basically get reinforcements and then understanding what his court can do, his court could have changed. His court could have changed the tide of the battle, the tide of the war, because of what the court is. But at the same time, Gene himself, to me, didn't pose that much of a physical threat. So Hawks could have definitely found a different way to restrain him. But he just took like you said, dramatic approach, I would say, or maybe an overwhelming approach.
So for us, yeah, but I think because I just remembered something that he said. Remember that he told Gene that he said something along the lines of like he's not going to let anything stand in the way of his mission. That was his mission.
So that was more, and this goes back to with the safety committee, because it just seems like in Hawks' backstory, he wants to be a hero for people to smile. I think somewhere along the lines he loses that little sentiment. And he's more of a guy where if I have to get my hands dirty to accomplish a mission, I'm going to do that.
Yeah.
He never questioned the safety committee's, missions. Like, do this and do that, like laying the God. You know what I'm saying? That's how
And that's what I was gonna say. Later on we find out he basically took her job.
Yeah.
So they already had Hawks doing that type of dirty work.
Right.
So he was already familiar with it. So him taking, twice out like that wasn't his first time.
That's what I'm saying. But yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like he didn't even, I don't want to say he didn't even bat an eye because he tried.
Yeah. He did try.
He did try.
But he did what he had to do.
Right.
Well, he felt like he had to do.
Right.
In that moment, like you were saying, he could have still tried to find a different
way.
He
made a choice.
He made a choice.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah. I agree. He had to make a choice to, and like we said earlier too, Derek. It's war. You know what I'm saying? It's me or you. It's just crazy how it all happened, and coincidentally, and it just so happened to have like Dobby was there. I saw him kill twice and put it all on display. Yeah. As the season unfolds, but it's crazy how even Dobby dug up his backstory, like Hawks.
Oh yeah, I didn't see that coming. No,
like Hawks, like Dobby got all the scoop on Hawks. How his dad was a criminal, and his parents looked like they were like drug fiends. Like, you know what I'm saying? They just looked all drugged out and everything.
Yeah, I mean their paranoia was through the roof.
Yeah, for sure.
His pops was running away. His mom was just tagging along to run away too.
But she aiding? Like she was helping him at first, right? His mom.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, she was helping him. Yeah.
Okay, but yeah, it's crazy how Dobby found all that out, and then he found out his real name.
Yeah.
Keigo Takumi.
Yeah, screaming out his name like that distracted him perfectly.
Oh yeah,
man was like, "Hey yo, what?"
Because he's like, I haven't gone by the name in years.
Mm-hmm.
How do you figure that out? But it is crazy. Like his mom, like Hawks' mom, just gave him up.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying, for money, right? She ended up getting money and
I think so. Yeah,
and a better life to give up Hawks, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
that's crazy, bro. That was nuts.
Yeah, he was still taking care of his mom too.
Yeah,
mm-hmm.
Yeah, and you know what? It's funny. You know how Dobby got all the information, right?
Yeah, from his mom.
Yeah, he found out. Yeah. He found out where his mom was staying and got to her. That's why it was sad when he went to her place and then saw like the letter. and she said, "Yo, I'm sorry," you know. And it seemed like his mom was kind of how can I say, she was trying to live a better life than what she did before.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
She'd been living with regret.
Right, for a long time, you know. So it was pretty cool to see, you know. But you kind of feel bad for Hawks, like, you know, in his backstory, like, cause he's like I said, he's been through a lot, you know. He's been through a lot, but Dobby was cooking him up like barbecue chicken, though.
Well, I mean, he did call
Barbecue
Dark
chicken.
Shadow and like, barbecue chickens, which I did like how Dark Shadow came and saved.
It's funny how he knew when he saw the fire. He just Hawks.
He's like, Hawks is in there
instantly. He had to go.
which
Yeah.
it's also a credit to his strength too, because remember, Fat Gum was like, no one's ever gotten out of my fat before.
Yeah.
But I loved it too, because like you get the comedic relief of Fat Gum, where he's like, hey, you didn't pay for your fat taxi ride.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I think they even had a graphic, and they're just like fat taxi or something like that.
When he was
That was pretty cool.
Which, again, too, of like how Dobby was painting the narrative of, hey, like, you know, you worship these heroes. He was telling that to Tokoyami.
Yeah.
He's like, you know, you worship him, but all these heroes are garbage. Like, you're gonna spend your whole life, and I think that was him. Like, hey, I'm still mad at my dad, kind of thing.
Right.
He's like,
absolutely.
You're gonna spend your whole life trying to make him happy, and all he's gonna do is kick you to the curb.
Well, he even and obviously Dark Shadow wasn't even listening to any of that, because he really looked up to Hawks.
Yeah,
he really did, and he wanted. I think he wanted Hawks' acceptance.
I think so, and that goes back to like when they were training. I don't remember what it was called when they were training.
I
with
think
heroes.
it's the work studies.
Yeah, the work studies, because I mean every other like. I don't know if there was all the sidekicks in the agency.
Right.
We're like, oh yeah, Hawks did it again. Like, don't worry, we're the ones who take him to jail and do all the paperwork.
Yeah.
And he's just up ahead like another 6 miles. And Dark Shadow was the only one to like, all right, no, I'm going with him still.
Yeah.
And running.
Yeah.
And I really like that.
He was trying to keep up with him to show that I can hang with you.
Yeah, and I really like that too, because Hawks told him, he's like, dude, you could fly. Why be on the ground with everyone else when you can be up here?
Right. Oh, and yeah, you're right. He ended up, you know, learning or the development with his cork. He flies with his cork, right?
Yeah, because Dark Shadow essentially just carries him.
Oh, yeah,
which is pretty cool. Like he carries him like this.
Yeah,
you know, so he kind of just like he's in the inside and his hands go out like that. And he's just basically
Superman.
Like
Superman?
He does the Superman flight.
It's pretty cool.
No, that's pretty cool. But yeah, it just seems like he's trying to get Hawks' acceptance. You know, like I could see it's like a big brother kind of thing. You know,
definitely looks up to him.
Oh yeah, for sure
on every aspect. Yeah.
Yeah, he even says he was, tell Hawks to text me or something like that. You know, but you know, he even. And it's like when he saves Hawks from Dobby, when they end up getting away from Dobby, he even believes that Hawks did what he had to do. It was justified for, you know, he believed that, you know, there's a reason, you know, it's justified why Hawks killed twice. You know what I'm saying? He didn't want to believe that he just killed him in cold blood for no reason.
Which is how Dobby was making it sound.
Right. Yeah. Which, yeah. Was it justified? I guess so, you know, because what you guys said earlier. But at the same time, it's just a bad look. Yeah. Because the way he did it, though.
Yeah.
Like
because it stabbed him right in the back.
Yeah, in the back, you know. Yeah. That's why it made it look real bad. But like I said, Tokoyami's just like, yo, that's my boy. You know, there's a reason why he did it.
Which I guess it's also symbolic, too, now that I think about it. Because he betrayed twice, so he stabbed him in the back.
Oh,
see, look at I'm out here.
I didn't even look at it like that. Yeah,
that is pretty symbolic.
Yeah,
that's pretty good.
That's my one deep thought of the day.
There you go. You're going in your bag, Derek. But no, that was an interesting scene. That whole scenario, that whole situation with Hawks, Dobby, and Twice. Like it's very interesting, and you can go either way with it. And I love the way how Dobby just tries to manipulate the whole situation, how he tries to change the narrative on everything. Mm-hmm. You know, and we'll should we do? Yeah, let's do Dobby now.
Yeah, because with Dobby, he didn't really care
Right.
about, and like you seen it too. Like once Dark Shadow and Hawks got away, he dropped down or because he was about to barbecue him, and that's when Gettin, the ice guy, like started to like defend,
Right.
and he's like, oh, okay, well, I didn't kill them. Oh well.
Yeah.
And then he dropped down and saw Mr. Compress. And Compress was like, dude, what are you doing? You're a lieutenant. He's like, yeah, and so are you. He's like, where's everyone else?
Yeah.
And he's like, well, Toga's going off on a killing spree. And Spinner's like still fighting. Like, where have you been? He's like, meh.
Yeah.
He's like, all right, we're out of here.
It's funny how he kept his whole personal business to himself the whole time. Like, it doesn't seem like he's a part of the crew. Like he's just he's there, but it doesn't seem like he's like just a part of the league. You know what I'm saying? He's just doing his own thing. He's using the league to make sure he's using it as a platform to eventually, and you can see like he finally gets his whole story out there.
Yeah.
But it's just like, yo, I'm just using these guys for right now until I'm able to get my story and to try to crush the hero society. That's what he's trying to do.
Yeah, like he grabbed the. What they kept calling him, long black hair.
Oh,
the dude with the laptop.
Skeptic.
They're like, I'm gonna need
Skeptic. Yeah,
What?
it's the Skeptic.
Oh, Skeptic.
Oh yeah. They're like, I'm gonna need you. I'm gonna need you.
But we'll get to Dobby back back to Dobby in a minute. I want to talk about Shigaraki. I want to say, what a hell of a power up they gave him.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
That was amazing. I love the fact that when he finally wakes up, like that whole scene reminds me of like an early 90s anime. Like it's just, I don't know, it was very like dark and gritty, and I don't know, it gave me like a real like 90s anime feel, like late 80s early 90s feel when he was in that capsule and Miracle finally broke him out. But when he woke up, bro, and he killed Exilus, Exilus.
Yeah.
When he killed him, yo, it was like it was a free for all, because once he touched, like when you see his decay, because before his decay was just a short range, whatever he touches decays.
Yeah,
bro. When he extends his decay, that's serious. Like
that took out a lot.
Well, there's a lot of casualties in this raid.
Yeah,
a lot of casualties in this raid, and it took out Crust.
Yeah.
Oh, that scene with Crust.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
my! I paused it and I just looked. I was like, "Yo."
Well, he did it to save Aizawa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That
no
was,
hesitation.
No
hesitation.
No. He did it. Yeah, no hesitation at all. He did it to save Aizawa, and that was like, yo. When we saw that, I was shocked. But like the thumbs up was that was iconic.
Thumbs up, and then the All Might smile too.
Yeah. And he's another one. He just you could tell he's a legit hero.
Yeah. Very genuine. Yeah.
But yeah, just seeing his power up, and then he wasn't even fully ready.
Right. And that was just him using his, you can say, his awakened quirk. It ain't even show nothing yet.
Right.
Just that. As soon as he woke up.
No, you talk about just the
decay. Yeah. We didn't get to see everything else yet.
No, not yet. And then like when they're fighting in the Jakku City Hospital ruins, I just watching it again, bro. Shigaraki's fighting like 3 pros
with ease.
Yeah,
he distracted. He ain't even paying attention to them. He thinking to himself.
Yeah,
this man not even like focused
the whole time, bro. Like he's like it's.
And he didn't even care that Endeavor was there.
Yeah, he's
like, oh, cool. Away. Like I just woke up and here's the #1 hero. Lucky me.
Yeah,
and he just didn't care.
He's another one that wanted all the smoke. Like he was gonna take out any like. It was crazy, bro.
Yeah.
Like
Endeavor was going full too. He was like, "Oh, Shigaraki's here. I need to take him out now." And he's just waking up. He's wiping the crust out his eye, just swatting him away. I'm like, "Yo, what's going on?"
Yeah. So I love how they gave him his power, because, like I said before, when watching the series, how at first, I thought Shigaraki was annoying. I thought he was.
I can see why you. I didn't like him at first either.
Yeah, and then like gradually, it was very progressive on me. It was like, okay, he's not bad. All right, yeah, he's pretty cool. I think what really got me to really got into Shigaraki was when he did Overhaul Dirty.
That's the first thing that popped in my head.
Yeah.
Same.
Yeah.
He just took his
Same.
hands away.
Yeah, that whole scene there and the way he did it though, like that get back, like, nah, I'm not gonna take your life. I'm gonna just make life harder for you.
And he was restrained too, so it wasn't like they were fighting. He just was like, "Yo."
Oh, because they had to arrest him and everything.
Yeah, they arrested him. They
there,
attacked.
yeah.
Then he's like, "Hey, stop the car real quick." He was like, "I got a little unfinished business."
Yes.
I was like, once I saw that, I was like, yo, Shigaraki's cold, bro. You don't want to.
Another casualty, and we kind of this was, I thought this was a great scene because it provided character development for Kaminari, and it showed. I think it was a scene that everyone can relate to, and especially like in a hero society. Remember Kaminari was in the front lines?
Oh yeah.
And he was nervous, and Miss Midnight told him like, "Hey, you have to fight for what you hold dear to your heart and protect that." And he looked back, and it like did like the weaving through the forest, and he only saw like Jiro.
Yeah.
I really like the way that they did that scene.
That whole scene was dope.
Yeah.
Well, it was was that guy a lieutenant? He wasn't lieutenant, right? The guy with the other
he was a lieutenant.
I think he was a
was?
lieutenant. Yeah.
And he just absorbed his current just like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Dude.
Yeah, just easy.
Yeah. That was a pretty cool. That was a pretty cool scene.
Chills. I'm getting them right now thinking about that scene. He had his finger up in the air, like one lieutenant neutralized or down or whatever he said, just sucking up all the lightning. Everybody
that was legit. Like I definitely liked that scene.
Yeah,
that was an awesome
that was
scene.
a great one.
Yeah. It was great development because, like you said, he at the whole. I think most of the series, he's just kind of been like, a little scared.
Yeah,
know.
he turns on a light bulb, and then he's stupid for like the next 5 episodes.
Which is kind of funny. I'm not.
It was great.
It was comic relief for a long time. Yeah,
but to see, and again, it goes back to this series does a great job showing, like giving every character their spotlight.
Yes,
like Creaty when Miss Midnight died.
Yes,
she's like, "Yo, this is up to you now."
Yeah, she took over,
and you could see, and I like the way that they did it too, because you had all the other students like, "Hey, what's going on? She doesn't sound okay. Like, what's like." That's a whole wave of heroes, and if you look at how Creaty is, she has both of her hands on her like ears, like she's like trying not to freak out, and then when she's like, "All right, this is up to me." She's like, "All right, yo, hey, like this is what's gonna happen. You're doing this, you're doing that. I'm gonna create this stuff, and this is the plan." So it was great development from her.
Loved it,
and especially like seeing how she is there compared to when Shoto and her fought against Aizawa in the training.
I think that was season 3 or I can't remember.
I think so, but that I remember now. That was the other fight that I liked because it was very strategic.
Yeah. But like you said though, she just freaked out the whole time.
Yeah,
and she's like, "Shoto, what are we gonna do?" And knowing Shoto, first of all, Shoto is very social awkward. He's awkward as hell. You know what I'm saying?
He's horribly awkward.
But he just kind of looked at Momo and was just like, "Yeah, I don't."
He's like, "Look, only one of us needs to get to the finish line. Go, I'll deal with him." And then Aizawa tied him up, and she's like, he's stopping me at everywhere I go. I don't know what to do." And he's like, "I'm tied up. I don't know what to do."
But to see Momo go through that was great development.
She took charge like she was supposed to.
That's what I was gonna say. She really did take charge, bro. She did. She took that and she ran with it. And she came up with a good plan for Gargantomachia.
Oh yeah,
she came up with a great plan
for it to be on the spot. That plan was perfect. She utilized all the
course from Class 1A and Class 1B.
Yeah, both of them utilized everybody to take care of certain parts of the plan and implemented it. And personally, not all plans work out right away, but they were close. Like for it to be just on a spot like that, they were pretty much gonna do what they was planning to do.
Right. No, I mean they had him.
Yeah.
They had him. He's just really big and strong.
On top of the league being on his back too.
Right. Which again, a late casualty, Miss Midnight.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
And that was again when she, popped up in the air, and then Compress had he uses cork and then we threw at like walls at her, like
Yeah,
pieces
he
of
shot compressed walls that he had stored up.
right. You know what I'm saying? And it was like, that the league made a difference with that and with, the whole with Creaty's plan, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, that she had, like, it was a great plan. It was everything came together very well. It was just, the league and then Gargantomachia, but again, going back to Red Riot.
Oh, came in clutch.
Yeah, I was about to say, I can't remember who actually got it in.
It was Red Riot because at first it was Minata, the acid girl.
Yeah, the acid girl.
Yeah, she had it, and I think her backstory, if I'm not mistaken, Gargantomachia is in her backstory.
Yeah,
right?
She had a flashback that you can tell really traumatized her when they were younger.
Because
like,
she had a chance to throw that sedative in his mouth. You know what I'm saying? To sedate him, but she just, like you said, she folded.
She heard his voice, and then it reminded her when they were younger, when she were her friends,
right?
And they saw him, and she got all scared and was bawling her eyes out. Yeah.
And this one, Riot came in clutch. Ooh. I love the way he's clawing up on him.
Yeah.
Oh, that was dope.
Cling, 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 like,
and then at first he had one, and I think he threw it, and I think it was blocked.
Yeah. What was her name? She threw one of her knives.
Oh, Toga?
Yeah, Toga threw one of her knives. Like, quick, too. She was like, oh, whoa, no.
Yeah.
Like,
and he's like, that wasn't mine. This, or that was his. And he goes, no, this is Minata's. And he throws hers and finally gets him. But now I think about it, that little jar ain't going to do nothing to that big business.
That's just like...
They definitely needed like 10 of those. They needed to throw 10 of them jars.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I was like,
the man is massive.
Yeah, that dude's... And then... Poor Miss Midnight, not Miss Mount Lady.
Mount Lady,
she was putting in work though.
She was,
yeah.
Again, development.
Yeah,
because when you first meet her, I hated her. I was like, oh, she annoying.
Huge development, no pun intended.
Yeah,
but I was watching this morning too, and you want to know what she calls Class 1A and 1B? Baby heroes.
Oh, yeah.
She's like, I believe in you, baby heroes.
Yeah. Oh, it's
like they're in high school.
Didn't Fat Gum say death by, when she's falling, did he say death by buns or something like that?
No.
Like, he yelled bottom or something.
So that was when they were playing baseball. And that was grape juice. So she started to fall during that fight. And Fat Gum, he's like, booty incoming.
Oh, that's what he said.
And then
okay,
he ran.
yeah.
And then during the baseball, she gets hit in the head or something with the ball, and she falls on like Red Riot or someone, and like he didn't know what to do, so he didn't move, and it just cuts over to grape juice. He's like, a glorious way to die.
Yo, grape juice is funny. I felt bad for him because he's like, yo, is Miss Midnight gonna be okay?
Yeah.
Like he was really feeling.
But you know why he wanted her to be okay.
Well, I mean, come on, you can't blame the kid,
Yeah,
No, no, but it was nice. It was sad. You felt for him though. You felt for him, and he's working hard just for everybody else to work on the plan.
Yeah.
But it was a good plan. Like I said, it was a really really well thought up plan. Momo, you can see it was great development. It really was. I definitely that part was great. It was great.
Yeah,
it was nice to see. But going back to Shigaraki, and obviously he's chasing after Deku because he wants
one for all.
One for all. Thank you, Derek. I appreciate that. But he wanted one for all, and I love the fact that Deku is starting to use these quirks. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Actually, not in this battle per se, but you can see that he's starting to really find his own way on using these quirks.
This is the first time we get to really see him like starting to combine them.
Right.
Yeah.
Wait, so what was he combining Black with? It wasn't Danger Sense, because Danger Sense he awakened in the battle.
Right.
There was he was using Float.
Yeah, Float. Yeah.
Because so like we said, Aizawa was obviously MVP because he neutralized Shigaraki and his decay quirk.
Yep.
And even with that, Shigaraki was still handling pros with just physical strength and regeneration.
Mm-hmm.
So to see that, I mean, like I said, Shigaraki's on a whole nother level. But once Shigaraki takes out Aizawa, and that was pretty cool because Because Shigaraki says what was his quote? He goes, "Yo, Aizawa, you're so cool."
Yeah.
And he goes, "But I have to take you out." And then he actually touches his eyes and takes out one of his eyes.
Yeah, he scratches his eyes.
Yeah,
out, yeah.
right. But once he's able to use the K again, Deku quickly black whip and then float.
Yeah,
and he just kept him in the air, bro. Yeah. He was giving him hands at one point.
Yeah, he was until he was starting to get close to his limit. He was just like they even zoomed out and you could just see the shock waves just boom, boom.
Was he using one for all 100%?
Yeah.
He was, right?
He started using, he realized no, I need to stop him now. So he started using 100%, yeah.
And then he's just blowing out his limbs the whole time.
Yep.
Yeah. But Deku's always been reckless.
Yeah.
That's the thing. He's reckless.
Especially after Eraserhead, after he had to go down, he lost. He lost.
Oh, because he went down, and then that's when I guess he kept him in the air, and then Endeavor came up because Bakugo and Shoto brought him up in the air so he can use this Providence Burn, right? That's what it's called.
Yeah,
Providence Burn.
Providence Burn.
Yeah.
He's still able to fight off Endeavor, and then that's where One for All, his conscience comes in, and he starts playing mind games with Deku, and that's when Deku really starts losing it.
Yeah, that's when he snapped. Yeah,
yeah, and then Danger Sense was really kicking in.
Mm-hmm.
That was, and I love One for All. I think we'll talk about it next week, but real quick, One for All, he just plays mind games.
Oh yeah,
this is a villain that you love to hate.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's a villain to the truest form.
Oh yeah,
villain to the truest form. He's very cynical.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
On his throne and watching you squirm.
Yeah. And I didn't know this, so he makes duplicates of quirks.
Yeah.
But the original All for One quirk, he implanted in Shigaraki.
So I was confused by that. Rewatching that, so I wasn't sure. Like, we know he can take an ability, keep it, or give it to somebody else.
Right, stockpile basically.
Right, but I thought the doctor was making duplicates. That's where I was getting confused about the duplicate part. So he gave the original to Shigaraki,
right? And
he got a copy,
right?
So just he can create duplicates too.
Yeah.
Where I thought the doctor was making duplicates with the Namus.
I don't think so. He was creating. I think he was giving off his quirk to the Nomus.
Yeah.
And the doctor would just create the Nomus with the quirk. I think that's how it was working. Yeah, I believe All for One was creating duplicates.
Okay.
And he gave his original quirk to Shigaraki. Yeah. And that's why I think that his consciousness, even though he was in Tartarus, like 100 miles below sea level, that's why I think his consciousness was so strong, because he gave Shigaraki basically, but he said in the one part where it was, when they're in that little dimension, and he was like, yo, talk about transference.
Yes.
It was like a part of me is in you, and you see like all my ambitions and all my dreams,
my will, my memories,
and my will. Yeah.
So, like he was saying, the will of the person is also in their quirk. Yeah.
Yes.
So I see where you're going with that. Yeah.
So that's why I believe that his conscience was really strong in Shigaraki.
Which I like that too, because Shigaraki doesn't care about that.
Not at all.
So the thing that Shigaraki wants to do is he just wants to destroy everything.
Because very simple.
Because One for All. All for One. There we go.
All for One.
All for One's like, hey, like this is my game plan. I want to get that quirk because I want to just I would have every single quirk and I can do whatever I want. He's like, yeah, that's great. I want to burn this world to the ground. He's like, kid, like, no.
He even starts hating All for One.
Yeah.
He's like, master, you're in my way now.
Yeah.
He's noticing it while smiling about it. Like,
he tries to block him.
Me too.
What's that?
And he tries to block him and stuff. He's like, yo, hey, you're not ready to take One for All right now.
Right.
And he's like, yeah, I don't care. I'm going to kill this kid.
Right, yeah. Shigaraki's being defiant, and I like that. That
He's staying
interstruggle.
strong
Yeah.
to his ideals.
To his
Yeah.
which is to create chaos. He goes, my life was ruined, so I'm gonna ruin everybody else's life.
Pretty much.
You know what I'm saying? No, and with his backstory, he goes, when I needed help the most, you heroes never showed up.
Yeah.
So now you're gonna pay. You know what I'm saying? And that's the thing that Shigaraki's doing. He creating chaos, and I like it. I like his thought process.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? At first I thought it was, whatever. And then once you see more and more in his backstory.
Yeah. It kind of solidifies him as a character, like, okay, this is why he is the way he is.
Right.
I see why he's doing what he's doing.
Right. And it makes so much sense.
Yeah. And like you said, that backstory, because like you said, like at first you're like,
Yeah.
like this is the main villain essentially.
Right.
But then like you get the backstory and you're like, this is the main villain.
Yeah.
And on top of that, his grandmother was a hero.
Yeah.
Right.
That's it. I was like, yo.
And All Might's predecessor.
And yes. So it's like everything like
connected.
Yeah,
It
everything
ties
connected
together,
very
yeah.
well. It was
Yeah.
good. It was I got chills just thinking about it.
Mhm.
And then the fact that his dad hated, like Shigaraki's dad hated heroes, and he killed his family. Like
Yeah.
that's crazy, bro. That's nuts. It's
And the
nuts.
only and it sucks because his ability was awakening, and he was taking his family, but the only one he really focused on using his ability was
His
on his
dad.
dad. Yeah,
Yeah.
his abusive dad.
Yeah.
He's just like, oh no, I'm actually doing this on purpose. This
Right.
one right here.
And you can see it when he's like in his conscience, like the one part where everybody's trying to like hold him, and like his dad, like this big image, and he's just like, he looks at his dad and he's just like, yeah, I'm gonna take you out. You know what I'm saying? You just gave me hell.
The source of his hatred.
Yeah. So, and we'll talk about that too. His hatred is key for everything. Like I said, we'll talk about that in the next episode. But it's just like I like the inter struggle with Shigaraki and All for One. Like it's just it's great. It's really good. And then so here's what I'm confused with. What is the first wielder of One for All's quirk?
What is his actual quirk?
Yeah.
I feel like his actual quirk is to pass down. Just that pass down quirk is his.
It's not stockpile?
Stockpile, from what I feel like, is the ability All for One gave him to strengthen him. And then he passed down stockpile to the next person with his actual ability.
With the next wielder's actual ability.
Yeah.
Okay, so basically he doesn't have a quirk. His quirk is just to pass the ability down.
Yeah.
But it becomes stockpile once each wielder is passing down their abilities.
Yeah. So apparently All for One gave him that ability stockpile, thinking it'd give him more strength, maybe
because he was a feeble, sick.
Yeah. So he used his natural ability to pass stockpile down to the next wielder, which starts stockpiling all the abilities of all the.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Do you guys ever wonder why All Might never had all these quirks at once?
I did at first, but from what they were saying, it wasn't time yet. From what that little flashback
that's what it was
about. That's what was said. That little flashback. It just wasn't time yet.
The One for All quirk wasn't ready to be used like that when All Might had.
Yeah, it wasn't ready to fully awaken, so he only had the stockpile strength.
You know, it's also crazy too. When Deku started using Black Whip, Banjo, I think his name was. He allowed it. Like I don't know. It feels like the user with that quirk has to allow you to use that quirk.
I felt like that at first until Danger Sense came.
Oh, because it was just awakened.
Yeah.
Because because you're right. Because and we're going ahead of ourselves. But what the fourth said. Okay, yep.
Yeah, he was like, I was surprised.
Yeah,
that it tying in with his quirk.
Okay. Yeah. No,
we're getting ahead. Awakened.
We're getting ahead of ourselves. But you're right. I get what you're saying now.
I did feel like that at first too.
Yeah.
I did. Yeah. So I know what you're saying. Yeah.
But I mean, like I said, this battle it had a lot going on, and it had a lot of casualties, and it had a lot of after effects, and the after effects was just as crazy as the battle itself, with just the people, the public were just, like I said, I think it was more because Gargantomachia just ran right through the city.
Yeah,
And
and the decay.
Oh
that
yeah,
decay,
yeah.
and then
Because then that public is just, hey, heroes, how did you let this happen?
Which sucked because it's just like, y'all know they wouldn't have let it happen on purpose, but no, they needed to take it out on somebody. They're basically, their taxes are paying these heroes,
Right.
so we're gonna take it out on you.
Real quick. So I say Endeavor is the best character development in the show. Maybe not far behind. Bakugo is up there too.
Yeah. Yeah, I am in the same boat with you.
Yeah.
I agree completely.
Yeah, because you can see that you think he's starting to accept Deku?
Absolutely. I didn't get to put this in there, but before Endeavor and Shoto and Bakugo went up there to assist Deku, it was Bakugo's plan. He was like, yo, grab your dad, all right, cool him down. I'm gonna use my heat and we're gonna go up there right now, because we all know Deku and he's gonna fight until he breaks. We need to get up there right now. That was his plan. So I thought that was pretty big.
We gotta end this fast before he ends himself. Basically.
Yeah, he was already reading the situation. He already knew what was going on. And he was like, yo, we gotta do this. And I was just like, wait a minute, this is Bakugo asking people to help him. Let's go do this. He don't do that.
And even after that, where he jumps in,
and he awakens a stronger explosive.
Yeah, it's more like, it looked like real flashy, like shiny explosives. Yeah, but it makes him faster.
Yeah, he was basically. Yeah, he was a lot faster.
You got to read the manga.
Yeah. Oh.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're gonna do this to me right now. Okay.
Oh, I'm gonna do it.
Yeah.
Hey, while you're reading that,
you just hit me with some fresh new excitement.
You got to read the manga.
I think I needed that fresh new excitement today. That's nice.
But I do like his development, and you see him accepting. He's starting to accept that Deku. Not that Deku's stronger than him, because he still has the will to become the strongest hero
and better than him, because he's trying to make sure he not only keep up with him but get stronger than him.
Right. But again, this probably goes. I'm probably getting ahead of myself, but you can see that he's like, okay, it's kind of like you're my rival, and I'm accepting the fact that you're my rival. Yes. Other than the whole time we grew up, you were just a weakling or annoying, and I wanted to get rid of you. Mm-hmm. But okay, I see you're I'm accepting this.
Do you get Goku and Vegeta vibes out of that? Slightly.
Now that you mention it, yes.
Because how you said, hey, you're weaker, Goku, weaker Saiyan.
Yeah.
And then, hey, you're my rival. Because he's always, what Kakarot do now?
Yeah. As if they were growing up together, I would see it like that. Yeah.
You mean like if the years into the future?
If they were like growing up like Bakugo and Deku did, I would see the comparison.
Okay, I get you. Goku and Vegeta. Yeah.
If they were growing up together
absolutely.
like that, I definitely would see it
because
like that.
Because now that I think about it, Vegeta was probably stronger than Goku when they were kids.
Oh yeah, he definitely was. Yeah.
So he would probably treat Vegeta, or he would probably treat Goku like how Baku treated.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
How they treated Raditz.
Yeah. Poor Raditz.
Raditz is whack, bro. He's terrible. But no, that's actually, I like. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense.
Yep.
I like that. That's actually a good comparison, because it is like I said, Bakugo he's finally accepting the fact, and it took Vegeta arcs to finally accept the fact that Goku was.
You know how stubborn he is, absolutely.
Yeah. But he's starting to accept the fact that, okay, Deku, you're up there. You know what I'm saying? We're on par together.
Because he said that too. He's like, everywhere that I looked, everywhere that I went, you were there.
Right.
And I hated that.
Right.
Because remember when he fell off that log too?
When they were kids.
Yeah, when they were kids.
Yeah,
and Deku's like, Kachan, are you okay? He's
right.
like, how'd you get down here so fast?
Yeah. No, that's the thing. And then him jumping in front of those, what was it, ribbons? The ribbon depths.
Oh,
it was the one cork that
Shigaraki.
That Shigaraki had. It reminded me of when Deku jumped in that mud
Yeah, that mud
monster.
dude.
Oh yeah.
It is the same thing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
This not even regarding my life. It's okay. I gotta save you. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? And he was, I mean, kind of like what, returning the favor. You know, kind of
Yeah.
like, yo, you helped me, I
Yeah.
help you. You know.
Yeah.
So it was pretty cool. Real quick, Mr. Compress.
That surprised me. That was pretty cool. Like learning a little bit about him as a person, his history, his little flashback.
I had to rewatch it because I didn't understand it when I first watched it. I didn't understand what he was trying to say.
Yeah.
When I listen to him dubbed, it's fitting because he sounds like a real
sounds
magician.
Yeah, he sounds like Regal.
Oh, from William Regal.
Oh yeah, like he just kind of like the way he talks.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, like when Toga randomly just left,
Right.
and she's like, I gotta go figure something out, and just left.
Yeah.
And like everyone's like, Dobby's just okay, whatever.
Yeah.
Spinner's just, oh wait, where are you going? Like we need you. And perfect. When she got back onto Gigantomachia, she didn't have any clothes on because she was using twice his ability.
Yeah.
And he's like he said something like, oh, a god's like, here, close yourself.
Yeah. He's very formal.
Yeah,
he's very
very formal.
He's very formal when he talks.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like obviously he's subbed. We don't get that. We don't get the element of what they're trying to bring when they bring their speech pattern.
That is true, and I never really thought about that. Now that y'all was mentioning it, I'm like, I didn't get that because I was watching it.
Yeah, watching the
sub.
dub,
Yeah.
he's very formal and he's very flashy.
I think I would have.
You said flashy explosion earlier, and I let it slide.
Yeah. No, but he's very flashy when he talks. You know, but I guess I had to rewatch it and I didn't really understand where he was coming from. But now that I understand that he's a descendant of a villain.
A famous. I think he was a famous thief.
Okay, yeah.
Great grandson.
Who it gave me Robin Hood vibes because he was a descendant of a thief who took from crooked heroes to give to the the poor.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, like Robin Hood.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it was pretty cool to see that, But he gave a little good grand finale.
Yeah, he did, and then he really put his life on a line there too. He was like, okay, I'm gonna just do it.
He got tore up.
Yeah. He took chunks out of his body.
Okay, that's what he did. Yeah.
Yeah.
And even so, he did take chunks out of his body because he was it because the best genius had him all wrapped up, right?
Yeah. He was choking everybody out. So he just like, I gotta do this now.
Yeah. And best genius, I love the way he talks too.
Yeah.
And he came in clutch too.
Yeah.
I just randomly thought, I know it's not connected at all, but I remember when he styled Bakugo's hair. He's like, hey, if you're gonna be a hero, you gotta look good. And he's just giving him a comb over.
Hold on. I love their relationship because he's telling Bakugo, yo, you gotta find the name.
The relationship.
And when Bakugo finally comes up with a name, bro, the Great Explosion.
Dynamite Murder King.
Yeah, and
and
Best Genius is like, okay, awesome, and like everybody's like, oh, that's cool, and then Spinner's like, lame. I was like, yo, but
why is it so long?
Yeah. Ida was like, oh, it's so long. Like, what are you doing? But it's a typical Bakugo thing, But
fits.
It does. It fits. But yeah, that at the ending, Mr. Compress definitely came through clutch for everybody, at the end. But this was cool. This was fun, guys. Real quick. Oh, go ahead.
We skipped over him.
Who's that?
Dobby.
Oh,
Dobby. Can't forget Dobby now.
Yeah.
Never mind.
And that revelation.
Yeah, we did. So, my bad.
No, I thought about it, and as soon as she was like, well, I'm like, hold on here.
That popped in my head too, but I was like, I think you're about to say it.
We
gotta talk about the failed masterpiece and how Endeavor brought the masterpiece.
So here's my thing. Here's my take. Endeavor obviously handled that situation way wrong.
Oh yeah.
He really did. He handled everything bad, terribly. He should have told Toya. First of all, he put a lot of hope, and Toya was all in. Toya was all in on this. I got to be the one. I am the one. I can do this.
He took it and ran with it.
He was all in. Endeavor was real. aggressive when he tried to tell him that, listen, you're done. Like, you can't do this no more.
He didn't think about fully, like, he didn't explain anything.
No.
He just said, okay, you can't do it no more. Like, how do you, after seeing a kid or your kid, like, ready, like, okay, I'm going to do this for you. And then you tell him, okay, you can't do it no more.
Right.
Like, no, you got to really sit down and explain this out.
Yeah, and especially, too, because he was hurting himself.
Yeah.
But the way Endeavor handled it, it wasn't like, hey, Toya, you have to stop because you're hurting yourself.
Yeah.
And I mean, Toya was stubborn, as like all little kids are.
Just
but
like
he's like, oh, I can handle it.
Right.
But like when he was doing all that training in secret, he's like, you went up to the mountain again. No, this is why. Like what the hell is wrong with you? And he like snapped on him.
Right.
And he's like, all right, well.
He didn't. But he snapped on him, but he didn't take it out on Toya, which he shouldn't have taken. I'm not saying he should have.
Yeah.
But he took it out on Ray.
Yeah.
Or
which
Rin,
is crazy. Like
Rin, right?
I think it's Ray.
Ray. Yeah.
Ray. Yeah.
He took it out on Ray. And the reason why, and going back to why Toya's body was always affected by his flames, because he had his mother's body.
Yeah, they explained it
Yeah.
at the doctor's, like his body, like you see his hair was going from red to white,
Right?
Because his body was for some reason switching over to her side of the genes with the same flame
and
power.
it couldn't handle the flames.
Yeah,
Which I like the way that they did that with the hair too.
Yeah, that was
Endeavor
pretty cool.
noticed
Yeah.
that. He's like,
Did you dye your hair?
He's like,
Yeah.
what's going on with your hair? He's
Yeah.
like, what? He's like, it's turning white. He's like, well, I didn't dye it. And like, he just got so offended.
Yeah,
Right.
he did.
And he was like, okay, but let's go train. Like he was all for it, bro.
Yeah.
And then, he had Fukuyama, and the daughter. She was the second. I thought Natsu was the second oldest.
No.
I did too.
I thought,
At first I did too.
But the daughter was the second oldest. But when Natsu was born, and I think some blame goes on Natsu, even though they're kids. But
yeah, they were kids.
Yeah.
But Toya was like, yo, man, like, Dad's like kind of like not listening to me, and he thinks, that we're a failure, and I want to show him. And Natsu's like, yeah, dude, I don't care, whatever.
He was
like,
staying
dude.
in the kid's place. He just wanted to go to bed.
Yeah.
But Toya was like fully explaining, like, yo, this is what's going on, bro. He was really trying to talk to him.
Yeah.
Let's just go to sleep.
Yeah, he's like,
Yeah,
dude,
he's like, dude, I'm not dealing with this
yeah,
right now,
he's
all
like,
right?
dude, shut up.
Yeah.
Like, go to sleep.
That would suck.
Yeah.
And he does feel blame
And that's
for
the
that
thing too. Like, he never had an outlet to actually explain his feelings. But
Yeah.
I don't think he.
Yeah.
Well, and even if he did try telling his Endeavor, Endeavor's not gonna listen.
Yeah, Endeavor didn't care. He
Yeah.
was with Shoto.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Once they had Shoto, and you could see it took a toll on the whole family.
Yeah.
You know, like Ray was just like, she had enough.
Ray was completely absent.
I feel so bad for like getting yelled at
I'm
by her
gonna
son
disagree.
and
I'm gonna
Endeavor.
disagree.
Well, no, I'm not talking about absent for like not being there.
Okay.
It's just like, hey,
Mentally.
yeah, she like whatever Endeavor wanted, she would just okay.
But she tried.
Yeah,
The thing is, and I give her
especially with
credit.
Toya.
Yes, that's what I'm getting at. She tried with Toya. She said, Toya, listen, there's more. And she tried explaining it to him. Like, there's more things than becoming a hero. Do something else. Play with your brother and sister. Enjoy life. And Toya was too far gone at that point.
Oh yeah,
He didn't want to
she's
hear
a
it from
little
her.
kid.
No.
Yeah.
No, he
He
didn't.
didn't want to hear from his
Yeah.
mother. He was only focused on making his dad proud. That's all he wanted to do.
Yeah, basically. And
Yeah.
and like I said, it was Endeavor's job to make that, to tell Toya, listen, let me sit you down and explain the whole situation. Not just, yo, he's your problem, now you handle him. And now she's basically handcuffed because Toya's not listening to her. Endeavor's beating her every chance he gets, and now she's mentally spaced out. And then she ends up burning Shoto. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
he put that whole family through the ringer.
And to mention too, like when she was telling him that of like, hey, there's other things to do than just be a hero. He's like, you let him do this to me,
Right.
and she's like, yo, like. I'm trying to help you now. He's like, no. You didn't help me then. You're not gonna help me now.
Right.
So get away from me.
Yeah.
And like, I think, like, I'm not a parent, but like, you hear your kid say that, and it's like,
It's devastating.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
it is. It's got to be. You're right.
Yeah.
I'm not a. I mean, the beer. You could. You're a parent.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I mean,
So that's the first thought that popped in my head is devastating. Like that.
Yeah.
That struck her
Right.
deeply. Hearing that from from her own son, and then hearing it again in a different form from her husband,
Yeah. Well, yeah, basically he called her useless, right?
Yeah.
Endeavor,
Which sucks because I'm glad they fully put it in there, because what's popping in my head is he was like, you do it. Like he
Right.
literally told Ray,
Right.
you
Yeah.
stop him, you do it.
Yeah.
He was completely neglecting him after he basically became useless.
Kenson Point, that's why he called himself a failure, because Endeavor just stopped looking his way.
Yeah.
Henson Point, that's why it was just like, okay, I'm a failure because you're just totally neglecting me to work on Shoto.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Now Shoto's your boy. That's your favorite. He's your
golden
masterpiece.
child.
Yeah. Now I'm going to show you, years later, I'm going to show you that, that was the wrong choice. You know what I'm saying? And you're going to burn with every decision you make.
Yeah.
That's why I always say Endeavor reaped what he sowed.
Mhm.
Oh,
You know
yeah,
what I'm
he did.
Yeah.
I liked it too for his reveal. Because like you have the whole battle going on.
Right.
And essentially it's like everyone's just like looking at Deku and Shigaraki, like just going at, they're like, damn, we should have brought some popcorn. And then like you just hear Dabi on top of Gigantomaki just scream Endeavor.
Right.
You finally made it.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh right, the League of Villains is still here. Hey, what's up? And it's like, hey, I thought like, and he just goes on his spiel, and they're like, all right, Dabi, like just come down, like we don't want to fight. And he's like, no. Why don't you call me what call me Toya, because that's the name you and Mom gave me. And that broke, and like he didn't know what to do.
Oh, it broke him.
You could see like Toya did his whole little speech up there, his little dance, and then he's like, all right, well, cool, I did my spiel to the whole world.
Yeah.
I'm gonna kill everyone now.
Yeah.
And he jumped off to attack, and like Endeavor was just accepting it.
Yeah. And you can see Shoto's trying to talk sense to him. He goes, "Listen, Dad, this is not the time. Let's go.
Not right
You know,
now.
not
He's
right
like,
now.
yeah.
Not the time.
Yeah.
Not the time. We got to figure this out. By the way, he tried to kill me as a child. So
Yeah. Oh, I forgot about
because he was jealous of Shoto. He's like, oh, cool. You want to spend time with your golden boy so much?
Yeah.
I'm gonna fry him.
You finally got one with 2 corks. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's done. Yeah. No, you're right. That was crazy. I forgot all about that. When I saw that, I was like, oh damn, he really trying to kill Shoto.
Look at me, and then going towards Shoto with a ball of fire in his hand. I'm like, yo.
No, but that I do want to put another episode with just the Todoroki family, because there's so much to unpack with that.
Oh yeah, and
There's so much. There's so much. But
it's so good.
Oh
yeah.
And I think me and you, Derek, talked about it the other day. Even though it's a side story, for us, we feel like it's something that, I don't want to say it takes over the main story, but it's something that you're really intrigued with, on par with the main story.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And like you're just like, okay, I want to see how this ends up. Sometimes I'm just more eager with that than I am with what's going on with All for One and One for All. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because that's a huge interest in the story for me. Because when Dabi revealed that to the whole world, it wasn't just everyone on the battlefield. Like,
right,
you seen his sister and Natsuo, his brother.
Yeah.
Like just out in public, and people are like,
yeah,
they know who they are, and they're like, that's your brother. Like, are you gonna kill us all? And like they just looked at them like they were monsters too.
Yeah, because that's what people do. Yeah.
Yeah, they just associated it like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
But it's crazy. No, I love the reveal. I love the reveal.
Yeah,
it was
the
great.
drama, and then and that family like you said, it take over the whole show. Yeah.
Just when you thought it couldn't get any more dramatic with that family,
they added that in there. Yeah.
And it was great with the reveal too, because it shocked not only the heroes but the League of Villains as well.
Right.
Because they're like,
because nobody knew anything about
they're like,
Dabi.
whoa, you're okay. That's interesting.
So remember when how he digged up all the information on Hawks?
Mm-hmm.
Hawks started to dig up information on him and Shigaraki. He goes, listen, I found a lot of information on some of the leagues and on some of the members of the league, but for some reason, for you and Shigaraki, I couldn't find anything.
Yeah, he did say
He goes, who are you? And then, the whole...
he
I
talks
love
and
the
the
way they did
words
that,
come
too.
out.
Yeah. And it's just like, oh, and then you can see, like, Hawks' face is like, oh,
like
shoot.
he gets that realization.
Yeah. And if anybody can destroy the Hero Society, it's gonna be Dabi.
Oh,
yeah.
It's gonna be Dabi, because he firsthand he can show you You know what I'm saying? Not all heroes are cracked up or what they're cracked up to be. You know what I'm saying? His father may play hero outside, but he couldn't play hero within his family.
Yeah,
you know
he
what
was
I'm
the
saying?
villain in his family.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was. Nah. So we got everything? Did I get everything?
It's crazy.
I don't look
I think
at
we
me,
can
man.
cut it. I think we
You
can
said
cut it
Dabir
there.
earlier.
Okay.
Don't look
I
at
don't-
me.
no, I just want to make sure I got everything.
No,
you know?
I think so.
Yeah, I mean, there was, like I said, there was a lot to unpack.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
it was so great, nonstop action.
Non-stop.
But-
Yes.
Next week we'll do part 2 with Dark Deku, Dark Hero, the Vigilante. I don't know how many people call it. I would call it Dark Deku, but I think many people call it Vigilante Deku, which I love that. It was great. It was a great twist.
Yeah.
It really
I
was.
like the design too.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like that
it was
Rugged
nice.
and
Yeah,
just like
his-
dirty, but yeah,
Yeah.
it's pretty cool. Like real dark. Like he was real dark shading.
Like I like too that he's like half the time too, especially like later on, he's like always hunched over.
yeah.
He's hunched over. He's
Yeah.
exhausted,
Yeah.
all battered up. Yeah.
So we'll definitely talk about that next week, and hopefully Derek will be back on next week. You know, we'll see.
Yeah, he has to be. We can't do it without him.
Work on it.
But with that being said, guys, you can always catch us on Spotify, Amazon Music, Apple Podcasts, and iTunes. Our social media pages are
Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, or X, and TikTok.
cool. So with that, yeah, we got TikTok
Yeah,
now.
yeah.
I
Yeah.
might have to reinstall TikTok.
There
Oh.
you go.
Go.
So with that being said, guys, Dabir, you good?
Yeah, pretty good.
Derek,
All good.
always appreciate it.
Oh, thank you guys for having me on.
But with that being said, break time is over. You guys have a good day.